Hello guys, welcome to part 3 of Git tutorial for beginners. And in this video we're gonna talk about Git commit and Git push. And now I'm gonna explain you whole Git flow. In part 2 of this tutorial we explained how to clone the project, how to pull the changes, and now I'm gonna talk about how to commit and how to push. Okay, let me first explain how Git works. Let's say that we have two developers that work on some web application. One developer is placed in London, another one is placed in Peking. They work from their local machines. I created two folders. First folder represents the developer 1 and second folder represents the developer 2. In previous video we already created this Git introduction repo and we created this first file, and if we want to work on this file we need to clone it first. So let's open command prompt. Let's copy the path to the folder. For developer 1 type cd command prompt, which stands for current directory we want to work on, and then paste the path to that folder. Okay, now we are in dev1 folder. Copy this HTTPS link from our GitHub account. If you're not familiar with GitHub or how to create account, refer to part 1 of this tutorial. Click on this code button, copy URL to clipboard, make sure you choose the HTTPS. Okay, let's minimize this window to be able to see the git clone command. Git clone, and we paste this HTTPS link. Press enter. Okay, in dev1 we have introduction repo and we have that first file from GitHub. Okay, now let's do the same thing for developer 2. We go again, copy this path to the folder, type current directory, paste that path, type git clone, and go again to take this HTTPS link, paste after git clone. Now we have same copy in developer 1 machine and developer 2 machine. In our case it's folders, but you get the point. In GitHub, one developer made some files, and as we did in previous video, and now when we type git clone we take copy of that file and put it on dev1 local machine. Now when developer 2 typed git cloned, he pulled another copy of that file. So now we have three sets of files, one on GitHub server, one on dev1 local machine, and one copy of file on dev2 local machine. Let's explain how to push changes to the GitHub. Okay, we are in dev2 folder. Let's open it. Make some changes. This change was made by... Okay, let's save the change. Confirm that change is still here. Now we open dev1 and let me show you. We still have an old set of data. We don't have that extra line. If you go on GitHub repo, refresh the page, we still do not have the change. Okay, let me explain what I did right here. Now we have a different file from all the rest, and we'll highlight it in green. So this is the different and updated version of our code or our file. And only dev2 has the updated version. And now it's only on his local machine. Okay, let me show you how to commit this new version of this file and how to push it to GitHub and how another developer can pull it. Okay, now let's open command prompt. As you can see, we moved the folder structures. We previously were in dev2. Now we cloned that git introduction repo from the GitHub. As you can see, on GitHub we have git introduction repo. Now we need to position in that folder. Type current directory and paste the full path. Now we type git status To see our current status of Git, we can see that some of the changes are not staged for commit. That means that we have this file changed only on our local machine, and to be able to push it on GitHub server, we need to commit and put it in staging area. And from staging area, we move it to GitHub server. Why do we use staging area? If we have multiple changes, like we changed 20 files and we want to push only few of them, we stage that files and the rest of the files we leave on our local machine. Only the staged files will be transferred to GitHub server. So for now, we didn't stage this file, and this is what command prompt is telling us to do before we commit and push the changes. Now the changes are only on local machine. Let's stage changes. We stage the changes by using git add and name of the file. Okay, if we type git status, we got this message that changes are committed, which means that now we pushed our changes to staging area and we have still same copy on local machine. Okay, let's commit this change. We do that by using git commit -m. First commit, press enter. I didn't want to cut this out from this video, just in case some of you get this message, to know what to do. And to actually fix this is to type this message and user.email in double quotes. You need to specify email that you use to log in on GitHub account when you execute this command, and after this you will be able to commit and push changes to GitHub. Okay, now let's continue with tutorial git status. And as you can see, this first file is only modified, but it's not staged yet. So let's stage it. We use git add and we specify name of the file. Okay, let's check now. Now the file is staged and we can commit this file. For commit, we use git commit -m per message, and in double quotes we specify the message we want to name this commit. Let's name it first commit. Okay, now we committed our change. To walk you through, now we are here, we have in staging area and we committed that file. Now if you type git status, you can see there's nothing to commit. Now we can push. Okay, everything is pushed to GitHub. If we refresh the GitHub, we have 3 commits, and as you can see, 1 minute before, new change was made to this file. Developer 2 made this change, and if you open developer 1, we don't have that change yet. Let me explain what just happened here. From staging area, we move this file to GitHub server. And on GitHub now we have also updated file, but developer 1 doesn't have it yet. To pull the change on developer 1 local machine, we need to use git pull. We already explained in part 2 of this tutorial. Let's open new command prompt. Second command prompt will be used for developer 1. Let's position in the folder of developer 1, current directory, we pass the actual path, and type git pull. Okay, let's check the first file of developer 1, and as you can see, now developer 1 also have all the changes developer 2 made. Now what we did was we made that change, and developer 2 also pulled this change from GitHub server. Now everyone have that updated version of the code or the file. Okay, if developer 1 creates some new document, we need to use command prompt that reference the dev1 folder. we can do git status and see the developer one have one unstaged file to stage it. We also can use git add and dot. Difference between specify the exactly file you want to commit and using git add dot is that if you use git add dot, you will stage all the files developer one made, and if you specify only that file will be staged. Okay, let's check that. Git status. Okay, now the new file is staged. Now let's execute git commit message dev1 new file. And now when we execute git push, we'll push that change to GitHub. Okay, what we did right here, we now created a new file right here. When we add git add dot command, we move it to staging area. When we write git commit, we prepared that for push. And when we type git push, we move it to GitHub server. And now we have one copy of that file on GitHub server and one on dev1 local machine, but developer 2 still missing that new file from developer 1. If you can see when I refresh, there's no file in dev2 folder. So to get that file, we need to use command prompt and position in developer 2 folder, type git pull. And now we have all the files in developer 2 folder. Okay, that would be pretty much everything for this video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, feel free to subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.